Toyota Tacoma SR5 restored my love for the Toyota Tacoma. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. And that's right, this truck, the Toyota Tacoma SR5, gave me back my love for the Toyota Tacoma. You know, my last truck, it was the TRD Off Road manual transmission Tacoma. And while I did really like that truck, I got to admit, towards the end, I was starting to question my choice in going with the TRD Off Road manual and some of the things I had done with the truck. So some of this is on me. The love lost was partly my fault. So what am I talking about? You know, I'm out driving around right now. I'm in the Tacoma. It is the SR5. It's a 2021, pretty basic truck. And I gotta say, it is awesome. Partly because of a couple of things I've done with it. You know, the lift I chose to go with, or the front lift I went with, and the Sprint Booster Edition, of course, to get rid of the lag and make the truck what it really should be. But, man, there are other things about the truck. Let's talk about pricing. You know, the first one, or the last one that I had, I built. I spent $40-some thousand on that truck. I loaded it to the gills. Leather seats, the 360-degree surround. It was a TRD Off Road. It was the gorgeous Voodoo Blue. Gotta say, I really did love the Voodoo Blue, but even that color had its issues. And the only issues really, and they're more personal, are you stood out like a beacon driving that thing around, which is good and bad. I mean, if you're proud of your truck, you like it to be seen. But when you kind of want to go out, park in a parking lot somewhere, you sort of want to be incognito. You don't want to draw a lot of attention to the truck because you don't want people messing with it, right? So pluses and minuses, I did love the color. But other things about that truck, it rode rough. It rode rough because of the setup that I did with it. It had a very firm ride. And I really believe now, after having this truck, first of all, things become a lot clearer, right? You start to realize that maybe what you had or did before wasn't such a great idea. And that's kind of where I'm at with what I had done with the TRD Off Road. I replaced the coils on it, and I think that was my biggest mistake. I replaced the coils, I put adjustable shocks on the front, and it gave me a lot firmer, rougher ride. It hit when I would over bumps and things, and you can tell we're going over the roughest road I drive in right now, and it's not bad. I mean, it is rougher, of course, but that was my fault, right? I didn't have to change the suspension. I didn't have to go that route. I did it. And my piece of advice, I guess, out there for anybody who's looking to get a little bit of a lift in their truck, go with the Bilstein adjustable shocks. Stay with the front only if you're looking for a level lift. You can get it pretty much spot on, and you don't have to change anything in the back. And it's cheaper. Why not? The leather interior, I've talked about this before, not a big fan, not very durable, definitely a firmer feel when you're riding around in it, and hot. You know, it was black. I live in a warm weather climate. We get a lot of sun, and that thing would really heat up inside. Not so with these gray cloth seats. They're more comfortable, they stay cooler. I just like them a heck of a lot better. And from a wear standpoint, you know, I think getting in and out of the Tacoma, irregardless, that's right, I said irregardless, regardless of how tall you are, you're still going to slide over the edge of that seat, and it puts a lot of wear on the leather. I think you're going to be very unhappy with the way that it wears, given what you had to spend for it in the long run. The power, it's the same. I mean, it's the same engine in this truck as what was in my TRD Off Road. I had the Sprint Booster in both, and I have to say, with the manual transmission particularly, really made a huge difference in that blue or Voodoo Blue truck that I had, the off-road. Brought it to life, got rid of the lag. Same thing with this truck. This is just the SR5, and by getting rid of the lag, it makes the truck responsive, gives it a little bit more oomph off the line. And I love that. I love to go when I want to go. I don't want to have to be waiting on the truck to make up its mind. Love it in this truck. Let's talk about the look, because that, I think, was probably the biggest thing that people noted. A lot of people love that Voodoo blue truck, the TRD Off Road that I had. I think some even shed a tear when I decided to get rid of it. I took a lot of heat for that. But this truck, with the way it's progressing, the way it's turning out, I think it looks just as good. A couple of people have even said it looks better. And I think I might agree. This color is multi-dimensional. You know, it's kind of dull in the shade. It's bright and shiny with its metallic flakes in it in the sun. It looks awesome. It's hard to describe how this looks, but it's a very unique color in the light. And who would have thought about a truck that is basically gray? I don't know. The accenting that I went with, and it wasn't my idea. You know, I've gone with an orange theme on this truck, and it really pops just a little bit. It's not overdone, in my opinion. I have overdone trucks before. The Barcelona red truck that I had, I overdid that truck a bit in the interior with accenting and stuff. This one, I think, is just enough. I do have orange highlights in here. I've done videos on all this stuff from Tough Skins, and I think it looks just right. I've blacked out the chrome. It's just awesome, I think. And I really dig this custom center armrest that I have. I think it really puts an explanation on the truck itself as far as the interior goes. The mods that I have added, I've been a little bit more conservative, particularly with the suspension. Nothing over the top there. Glad with the choice that I made. As I mentioned, I think it works really well in this truck. Gives it a firm ride, gives it a good ride. I don't think I really even noticed the difference as compared to stock. The wheel and tire setup really took a leap for me in this one with the bronze wheels. I've never had colored wheels before on any vehicle, I don't think. But now I have the bronze on this truck, and I think I could even have gone with red, maybe gold. They really look or match well with this magnetic gray metallic paint. Just awesome. So I'm very happy with this truck. It has restored my love for the Toyota Tacoma. If I'm being honest, it had started to wane a little bit. With that last truck, I kind of thought, you know, it just didn't feel good because of the firmness. The manual transmission was clunky, notchy, not a whole lot of fun to drive, although I do enjoy a manual transmission, so it still did provide, I guess, a little bit of fun for me. But I think Toyota has kind of let that go. I do think it will be gone here eventually, although you can still get a manual transmission, but I think its days are numbered, particularly with the next go around. I think once Toyota goes with the remodeled Tacoma that's coming up in 2023, 24, I think the manual transmission will be gone because they just aren't doing anything more to improve it. It just is what it is. So anyway, absolutely, this Toyota Tacoma SR5 has restored my love for the Toyota Tacoma. It has moved up now, I would say, in my fleet to a definite #1. Before, it was kind of teetering with the Jeep Gladiator, you know, but not any longer. I love it. Anyway, leave a comment, let me know. If you've got an SR5, do you regret getting it? Do you wish you'd have stepped up a little higher, maybe gotten a TRD version, maybe a limited, maybe even the Pro? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have an additional channel. It is Robmotive JT, all about that 2020 Jeep Gladiator. Check it out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.